Hey everyone, the Joyful Yogini here. Not necessarily her joyful self, but doing the best that she can. So, yeah, life has been challenging. What's been the most challenging is dealing with my emotions and the emotions of those around me. It can get pretty heavy, pretty thick, and when other people are throwing anger at you because they're hurt and because they have every right to be angry, it's just hard to feel that, right? To accept that. Also, when I know that I've made choices that are for my highest and greatest good, because I realized that I was just allowing myself um, to be hurt again and again, but not because it was meant to, right? It's part of our soul contract. It's part of um, patterns that each of us has and that each of us need to heal. Like it's the most perfect, beautiful combination. It was so meant to happen. Um, doesn't mean it's not going to be hard, though, right? It doesn't mean that it's not going to be hard to finally end the contract. And that's what that's okay. Well, I was just downloaded more information about our karmic history, which is really cool to be able to look at that and understand where our patterns have come from. So I saw myself and this other man as intense lovers in a past life. And it was in Roman times and like so passionate. And we were in some type of prestigious type of position there because our home was Roman castle like, and I saw us on this big, beautiful balcony. And the love was so intense. And I freaking met that guy in this lifetime again. And the intensity of the energy I felt, and I didn't get this particular message about that. Like I just saw that scene, but now from this more recent download, I have more information. But yeah, it was after I met him in this lifetime and I felt those feelings. I'm like, what the heck is this? Why is it so intense? I'm freaking married. Like, why am I feeling this? And and nothing ever went any way, but I just noticed those feelings. And then I think I saw him maybe 6 years ago or something like that, and I didn't feel that intensity. I think I needed that intensity at the beginning just to know, hey, we had a pretty significant past life, and that's all it was. And anyways, in that past life, my now husband had us killed. And so it's that karmic cycle that needs to be resolved. And again, in that past lifetime, he would have been absolutely doing the best that he can, and wherever and whatever his journey was supposed to be, and whatever my journey was supposed to be, right? Like he was meant to play that type of role, so I would have that type of experience, and vice versa. No one is a bad guy here. No one is a bad guy. It's just the experience. But just now, I was downloaded that the contract is now complete, like the assignment for both of us. Well, the assignment for me, I can't speak for if his is ended or not, right? Because if it's not, then that experience could continue in another relationship, or then it is, and then yeah, which would also be pretty damn cool. And I had this dream. I hope you don't mind I'm rambling. I'm sharing because I feel like my stories, I shouldn't have apologized actually. That's a bit of a pattern. Yeah, my stories help others to heal, because if you can relate to it in some way, it can help you go through a healing, or at least at the beginning, help you to have a better understanding of the why and try to have more compassion for yourself and for others, right? Once you understand that It's all part of our learning journey, right? No one is truly the bad guy. It just might seem like it in the moment. So yeah, I had this dream about seeing, I was in the house with my husband, and then I was seeing my uncle leave the house, and my aunt and uncle, when I was a teen, divorced. And it was so hard. He was my favorite uncle, and all of a sudden I couldn't see him anymore. Like, I didn't understand, and I had a bit of a resentment going on. And so in this dream, he was leaving. My uncle was leaving. I'm like, don't go. And then in the meantime, or I think, oh yeah, and then a, a bag of my husband's clothes, um, I was getting rid of. But then there was this whole new, like, new wardrobe of men's clothes, but nothing that he would wear. And like, they were beautiful clothes. They were like, oh wow, this person dresses nice. and um, and then I was playing. I don't know, I was at the edge of this cliff. This was just before the whole clothes thing happened. And I was hanging on this play set, but it was a bit scary, right? It was scary. I thought I could fall, yet at the same time, I knew I was safe, but it was still really scary. And then I can't remember exactly what happened with these boxes. Something had to do with boxes. And then the dream shifted, and I was at this big outdoor event, and a lot of like 20 something, 30 something, 40 somethings, out there on the lawn. And apparently I was part of this show. Like, there was going to be this big show, and I was a part of this show. And then, um, and then a really good friend of mine who's an incredible healer handed me this contract, and she was so excited for me, getting me to review this contract over. I needed to review it. And now, everything that's happened since that dream was me basically reviewing my contract with my husband, because all the stuff that has been going on for the past like 29 years, because that's how long we've been together, it was all resurfacing. It was coming up for me to see it, for me to see it, for me to see it, and feel my reactions to it. And do I feel good about this? And be an observer of my reactions, and being an observer of the way my husband reacts, and then tuning into myself. Well, what do I want? What makes me happy? Okay, this doesn't make me happy, and this doesn't make me happy. And then what do I want? And then surrendering to the universe, saying, okay, that's what I want. Help to make that happen. And so the universe has guided me along the way to make this decision and this decision and this decision, to be able to get to this huge fucking decision to change the course of my life. And now I'm dealing with the hurt, the pain, the anger. It's all my fault because I made this choice. But I needed, like, this was not just this is just, maybe I'll just do this, like, this was some digging deep, because this was fucking scary shit to get to this point. I didn't want to believe that this was the best choice. I kept wanting to make it work and wanting to make it work. And then, okay, let's see what else I can heal. I needed to heal my heart. And so I kept working at it and being open to it working, until I got so much clarity. I have the most clarity I've ever had. I was going through this whole sexual awakening, and that part was so freaking confusing, because I was finally turned on, and I was finally orgasming, and other people were wanting to give me attention, to help me to feel good, to want me to orgasm. Like, I'm like, holy shit, I've never had people care about me so much. You know what I mean? Even though it was in a sexual way, it doesn't matter. It was still attention, and I was getting excitement, right? And I was going through healing. The whole process, I've been going through healing. And then I started started realizing that this relationship wasn't solid. It wasn't totally fulfilling. There was something missing. You know, there was something missing, but I didn't quite know what it was. And then I started thinking, well, maybe it's because I want to explore more sexually, you know, like, and so maybe we're just not a good match that way, because I want to be more free. And if I want to experience something in this lifetime, I should be experience it. Like, I shouldn't constrict all of who I am, no matter what that is. And I don't even necessarily know what that would fully be, especially when I'm talking about sexually. I've been with the same person for all these years, so I don't know what it would be, but I've been fantasizing about different things, and I don't want to hold back in being who I am. But then I was like, I can't change a huge fucking, like, marriage that has been so long and has family over sex. Like, what the fuck is that? You know what I mean? Like, I was having a hard time embracing that. But then I realized it's because it wasn't just about that. That was just such a small aspect about just understanding my need to be free, understanding I no longer want to feel constricted in who I am. And that's been happening in all areas of my life because I haven't been accepted for who I am. I haven't been, my choices are not trusted. That's the impression that I get with the words that I hear. And it's not necessarily that it was meaning to come in that way, because we both have our triggers, right? But the perceptions that I kept receiving was, you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, you make terrible choices, basically I'm not good enough. So that's the interpretation that I've been getting again and again and again. And I feel like my kids have been getting that because I've been accepting it, right? Like, I play a big role in this. I've been accepting it because I believed those messages. I believe them. So my husband has been a total blessing in my life. He was meant to give me what he's given me for me to heal my distorted perceptions. It's been absolute perfection, and I'm so freaking grateful for him to be in my life, because it's been hard for him too. It's been so hard being around someone who's going to push his buttons all the time, because I'm not giving him what his amazingness needs and deserves, right? Because I'm just a different person, so I don't fuel him in the way he deserves to be fueled, and vice versa. Right? So he's gone through a pretty fucking hard road, and he's worked so hard. And then for me to now be going, like, fuck, of course he's gonna be freaking angry, right? And then, you know, the impact on my kids too. I'm not even gonna go there right now. And that's also their private stuff too, right? So, but of course they're gonna go through their stuff. And it's challenging over here. It's really challenging. I was bawling and bawling and bawling just now. I'm probably very puffy. I finally could sleep last night. Yeah, I think over the course of 3 days, I've probably slept maybe 6 in 3 days. And last night was like 0, right? So not last night, the night before. Last night was good. Last night, I think the earliest I woke up was around 6 or something, and then closed my eyes again. Like, it was way better. It was, or maybe it was 5, but it doesn't matter. It was still so good in comparison, right? Contrast can be a good thing. Then you can be grateful. Holy fucking shit, I slept, you know? But anyways, all the crying is perfect. I'm allowing the energy to flow. So thank you for holding this space. I'm glad. It's nice to be able to share my story. I feel like I'm gonna touch, even if I just touch one life because I'm telling this story, then that's fucking awesome. It's so worth it. And not only worth it, it's for my benefit too, right? Me speaking my truth helps me to be in my power. It helps to reinforce and process and integrate the information that I've been getting more clarity on. So I thank you. Bye.